Okay, so today, let's go through this. I have, I believe, 12, 13 points I want to bring up to you. So here's the first one. Are contracts internationally usually oral or written or both? Good question. In the States, we're going to have both, for sure. About 100% of the time, for me, it's going to be written because I'm going to insist upon it. But in many cultures, like in South America and Asian cultures, a handshake is good enough. Malaysia, a handshake is good enough. I don't trust that. And it's not that I don't think people have the right intentions, which they may not, by the way. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying they may be perfectly honorable people and perfectly honorable intentions to honor the contract, but under the way that they see it or under the way that they understand it. That's where the translation and the language gets really muddled, because defining what those things are, that gets complicated. So I always insist upon the writing, no matter what we're doing. And again, like I told you the other day, in English and in the native language. That way it's very clear what everybody's agreeing to. So mostly on the question of whether it would be oral or written, the substance of that contract is going to be written. It doesn't mean you don't have handshakes. It doesn't mean you're not having oral conversations about, hey, and by the way, I'd like to also add this. You may agree to something like that. Maybe it's not in the actual contract. You added it to it later, but that's always a bit risky. And the real problem with contracts is that things change, times change, life happens. And I can give you 100 examples of things that happened to people in a contract after it was signed that probably wasn't foreseeable. If it is foreseeable, then I don't have a lot of consideration or sympathy, because you should have known it and you should have thought about it and negotiated it. But some things are unforeseeable. A lot of things with shipping and those kind of deals, you're bringing furniture, et cetera, across the ocean. I mean, things happen, like tornadoes and hurricanes. Things get destroyed. So there's some things that are unforeseeable. And then I would also tell you that for that, you probably should have some insurance provision in a contract. Now, I'm not telling you anything specific right now because we're not identifying any particular contract. Just generically, you should think in terms of put it all in writing, get everybody to agree, make sure the translation's correct. And if you think there's something that might be unforeseeable, try and pop an insurance provision in there too.